Alright, welcome to Module 3. In this module, our expert will show you how to actually build the page itself. So get ready to take some notes and let's jump right in.
All right, so here we are, the third and final piece of the puzzle, creating the actual bridge page. Okay, so we're going to be using Instapage to create this page. Nice and drag and drop simple. We'll go ahead and start with a blank page and create this from scratch. We'll call this bridge. And here we are in the editor. So what we can do here is first we'll pick a background color. So let's maybe make this more of the darker variety. Black. We'll grab a background image and let's say maybe here we go. Good old stereotypical training image. It doesn't really matter what the details of the image are because we're going to be adding an overlay that will make it barely visible. Really, the main point of this is just to make it look like it's not just 100% solid black. It just adds another layer of, interestingness to the page for the visitors. There we go, 91%. That should work just fine. And we can, if we'd like, we can set a parallax effect so it stays stationary as the page scrolls up and down. And let's see, let's start with a headline. And our headline will make that white. And if you'll recall, what we are ultimately promoting is a dropshipping directory product. Okay, so let's see if we can craft a clever headline here. How about something along the lines of, what if you instantly had hundreds of the world's drop-shipping suppliers at your fingertips? Let's try that. We'll just go all caps for the headline. Let's go with instantly. Go. So pretty short, sweet, to the point headline. Let's go ahead and stretch that out a little bit. Bigger, and let's increase the text size. Okay, so there's our main headline. And then what we can stick under that is literally just a plus sign. Or we could put the word plus in, let's say, bright red to bring their attention to the additional gift that we're going to be adding, right? Plus. And the gift that we were going to be adding was basically a PDF report that details the top 10 drop shipping, the top 10 most profitable drop shipping products based on current trends at this time. So let's say Control C, Control V. We'll make this one a little bit smaller. Okay. Let's see. How about plus? Select that there. We're literally going to hand you the top 10 most profitable products to drop ship right now. Let's see, let's make this a little bit smaller. Alright, plus related right now. Let's put right now in bright red. And let's put a hand you bright red and underline that. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. All right. So what if you instantly had the world's dropship suppliers at your fingertips? And you know what? Second thought, I hate to go back and forth in this lesson here, but it's a good idea to brainstorm different ideas and stuff. This is looking a little bit wordy. I say let's change it up. How about would you like to access the world's #1 drop shipping database? Question mark. There we go. So that, I think, is a little bit more appropriate. And next step is going to be to add a form. Okay, now let's get rid of this section up here. Now, typically these days, what you see more often is people will have a button by itself with no form, and that leads into a light box. A light box or a pop-up. So that's what we'll do here. Let's go ahead and make our button red, and the hover color for when the mouse is over it, make that kind of a darker red. Can't see it here, it only happens in the preview. And let's see here, text is white. Let's go ahead and make the button text, how about yes, send it to me, exclamation point. Actually, we want, on their mind, we want them to be focusing on this one here, since the sending is actually going to be us emailing that to them via their autoresponder sequence. And we want them to remember that they're going to be getting something from us, right? They'll be redirected to the main offer after this, but we really want to make sure they remember that they'll be getting something in their inbox from us. So we've got the button there. And let's go ahead and delete this here. And we can expand the page a little bit. Okay, now the next step here would be to create that light box that we talked about. And the whole point behind this is basically a principle called micro-commitment, right? The idea is when people show up to a page, if the first thing they see is an email address form, they're going to get spooked, They're not going to like the fact that they have to put in their email address on a page. Whereas if they don't see that when they show up, they're still intrigued, and they'll read the headline and stick around for a few seconds, right? And then once they click the button, they've already said yes to something. Would you like this report on dropshipping? They're clicking yes, and psychologically that kind of commits them towards this. It's them convincing themselves that they want this. And they've already gone one step, clicking, so they might as well fill out the email form. Sounds goofy, but it really does work that way. It's been proven time and time again in many, many split tests that phenomenon works. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will always work better than having a form on the page. You know, you always got to split test things. Things change. People's behavior and psychology changes. But it certainly seems as though the Lightbox approach, the micro commitment approach, usually wins out, okay? Let's go ahead and drop a form here. And I want to make sure everything looks congruent with the rest of the page, so we'll go ahead and change the color here to red, just like our other button. Same thing here. And the button text will say, send them to me. And we'll make that nice and bold. Email and name. And then above that, we'll have a little headline that says, before we show you the directory, we'll call it the super directory just to make it sound a little bit more interesting, because directory is not a very very exciting word. We'll email you your top 10 drop shipping products. Okay, so that's the text. Now let's format it a little better. Let's see, color, switch that to white. There we go, edit, make that centered. Go, stick that right there. Let's go ahead and put we'll email you in red because we want them to remember that later, so they're expecting us, and we can, you know, have that healthier, more trusting relationship with our list. So that is that. The headline here, form here. Yeah, that's about it. Now let's come over here to submission. And this is where we figure out what we want to do after they hit submit on the form, right? This is very important. What we want to do is we'll come back over here to ClickBank, come over here to SaleWho, Wholesale and Dropship Directory. We're going to click Promote, right? 50% commission, generate hop links. Go ahead and copy our hop link there. Good, good, good. Come back over here, and right over here in the right-hand side, form submission results in a redirect, not a download, but a redirect to an outside URL, and that's where we paste our affiliate link. Okay, guys? Hit save, and boom, done and done. So here's our quite cool-looking minimalist, still minimalist, page, but a page that makes a very clear big deal out of the fact that we're going to be handing them the top 10 most profitable products to dropship. And you could personalize this further, right? You could stick your your face or a removed background PNG image of you somewhere on here, or your logo at the top, that sort of thing. So don't be afraid to incorporate your branding a little bit so that you're fighting for that real estate in their memory, in their mind, so that they remember you when you start emailing them. Okay, so don't be afraid to do that. You don't have to too much. The really important thing here is that you make it clear that you are going to be emailing them something, so that they're expecting something from you, and you get that higher quality list. Okay, but that's our bridge page. That's how you set it up. That's how we redirect it, and that's how we give those folks some value while adding them to our list before we monetize them. And we make sure that we get to retain and benefit from the traffic that we spent time, effort, and or money providing and driving. All right, guys. Hope that was useful to you guys, and I wish you the best of luck.